1, 2, testing, 1, 2. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2024 pre-works. We will be starting with you in about 5 minutes' time, just a short delay after watching that wonderful camp drafting program over at the Armidale Showground. So if you are online, we're just 5 minutes in delay, but we will be starting that pre-works in 5 minutes' time. One.
Everything's where it's got to be? Yeah, no. I don't know, mate. We're about to find out. Talk to him. Talk to him. How you going? More comfortable now that you're here. How are you, mate? Good, like good. That. Did you make me feel good about myself? Well, just I know that we've got somebody in control of the party. Yeah. Yeah. Now that won't be a problem. You don't ask me to get up and sell anything? Won't be a problem. You can actually do that too if you want to. You could sub me out. Come on, get yourself comfortable and start bidding. Right. Got you what? And didn't you just take all that? Mate, copy. Yeah. So we're going to take the cattle out. Oh, that's going. Watch out. Hang on, someone get their phone out. Yeah, and what's the... Are they all one way or is it? Yeah. They'll all just come straight back out. Back into here and just... Try and... Yeah. Oh, is that horse still there? That's what... Righto. It's a very professional stage.
National.
Well, at the moment it's black. Very good we have worked with. I suppose Liam will come across when you.
So are these tyres multi-purpose? Like a month or so time. Is that better? Crossover? Keep getting on all those.
I reckon we're ready to go.
He's up first. You opening the button.
Yeah.
If I'm 4 stroke, does that mean I'm the shittest on it? Is that
Mates, you got to bring them home, mate. That means you're the bloody. You're holding the show together. We good to go?
Gary said he hasn't got a job yet. It's just spot something that needs doing.
Right. Good to go. Reckon. Blake, you're good to go? We're good to go?
Yes, we're good to go.
Good, mate. There you go.
Steve Souza? Steve Souza. So it's just Brock. What else can you tell me, mate, about? Did you break it? Has she been started? And obviously track cattle, plenty good at home. Take two. Blake O'Reilly, secretary. Okay, what's going on? No, but we're about to, mate. We're just waiting for you. Oh, all right, we'll start then. Righto. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We do apologise once again for that slight delay. We're obviously just a little bit later getting away from up there at the Camp Draft Arena. But we're here, we're ready to go. We've got the horses assembled, and first and foremost, welcome to the Epic, the pre-work section thereof for 2024. Very, very good to see so many familiar faces over the course of the last 24, 48 hours. It's also quite grateful to see a lot of new faces too. So, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see up there today and, of course, yesterday, the Epic Camp Draft, the Infinity Camp Draft, and that big Open Camp Draft. You'll notice, or you'll note tomorrow when we run the final of the Epic Camp Draft, that it will pay to the winner $20,000 in cash. A Ben Morrow, one of the good Morrow-made saddles from up there in Tenterfield that you can go and see. Ben, he's got his trade site set up there. We've got $5,000 in Toyota vouchers.
We've got rugs, we've got the Burton whips that they give every year. We've got wonderful sponsors that have come on board to provide probably $35,000 or $40,000 worth of cash and prizes to the winner of that epic draft, which we'll see prior to the sale tomorrow. You'll get to witness that with your own eyes. But there is only one way to be part of that incentive draft program, and that is to buy these horses out of the catalogue that you'll see presented to you here this afternoon and sold to you tomorrow. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get things underway. We'll get lot number one, the first of the catalogue for tomorrow, the 4-year-old mare sections, which will take up lots 1 to 9. So some really good epic prospects here. All these mares will qualify, of course, for that epic draft next year. They're all set up and going very, very well. So just keep that in the back of your mind, that those horses up until 5-year-old and that epic incentive will only grow. We'll get the opportunity to win a lot of money next year. Righto, so we'll welcome Andrew Burns in the first time for this afternoon of the pre-works. And if you are unable to attend and watching, or you've got some friends that can't make it, make sure that they are logged into Stock Live. They're covering the live stream of the pre-works this afternoon. Good afternoon, Burnsy. Good to have you here. As he rides in on the Steve Souza nomination from down there at Urungle, this is Shamil Mat Moonshine. She's by Bellringer, who of course goes back to Romeo, and out of Home Creek Wendy, who goes back as the grandsire to Acres Destiny. So Andrew and Carolyn Burns have had this very, very good showy quiet mare since the start. She was broken in by Penny McIntosh, and then basically they took her over from there. She hasn't had a start, but she's done miles and miles of mustering. Big, strong mare. I stood up beside her yesterday. I was talking to Burnsy, and he was perched up on her back, and she's a big, big, strong, showy type. Lovely fronted mare. She's tracking her cattle very, very well at home. A genuinely quiet mare, as you'll notice in your notes. So Andrew and Carolyn Burns, trained horses. They've got a wonderful complex set up over there, just out of the township of Dorrigo, and she would have benefited immensely from being under their tutelage for quite a few weeks. So as I did say, she's got a really good foundation. She has not yet had a start at her draft, but she certainly may be well ready to do so. She's been working a cow and working the bag at home. She's got plenty of interest and a lot of ability. So we're watching Andrew Burns, right, lot number one. Madam Moonshine in front of you, the big, strong, big typey mare. She's 15-2 when we put the stick on her. She's every bit of it too when you get up beside her. Horse that you could work on all week and take to the draft on the weekend and have a lot of fun. She's yet but 4-year-old, so she qualifies for the epic draft for next year. Righto, so that is your lot number one mare for tomorrow. Thanks, Burnsy. The first that we'll see him take throughout the course of the afternoon. Shamil Mat Moonshine, the big bay mare, 15-2. One for you to pay a bit of attention to. Go up and talk to Andrew and Carolyn Burns. Burnsy will give you an honest answer regardless of what the question is. If you don't want to know the truth, don't ask the question. It's pretty simple science with him. If you want to know any more about that particular mare, go and have a talk to him. Right, so lot number one goes out. We'll get the next girl to get the good Menkins bred heifer out of the arena. And we would like to thank Tony and Dom Menkins for their use of their cattle for the pre-works and the sale tomorrow. Saltwater Grazing from Primley here in Armidale, very, very good supporters of the sale. Righto, so lot number two comes in with Ben Matum in the saddle this time. This is the Maben Family Trust. This is Bangalore's Destiny's Bella. Of course, by Top Secret, he goes back to Acres and right back to Abdul on the dam side too. She's a lovely 4-year-old mare with all that very, very good good blood back in her extended pedigree. Ben has had her for 4 or 5 weeks. She's had a lot of general riding. She's been started on the bag and the cow. At home, she tracks the cow well, travels well. She's good to shoe. She's good to float. She's been on floats and trucks. You'll know the handle that Ben can put on them. Righto, so we're watching lot number 2. Ben Matum takes the ride, this time on Destiny's Bella. I said previous winner or last year's winner of this big draft here, Benny Matum. He seldom sits on a bad one, gets the courses going beautifully and kindly, doing that all in a fairly relaxed fashion out there as she tracks around behind the black steer. Lovely type of a mare, plenty of bling about him. I reckon one that'll cop a few ticks in a catalogue. Real prospect for the 2020, what year are we in, Andy? 2025. Nothing wrong with my memory. Righto, thanks Ben. She looks a lovely mare to ride. You'd ride her all day, all week. Have a fair bit of fun on her the weekend too. She set up nice. That is your lot number 2, the good black mare, 15 hands by Top Secret, and out of the good mare and Belladonna. So if you need any more information on that, Ben's got a team of horses up there that he'll be showing throughout the course of the afternoon and selling tomorrow. Go and make yourself known to Benny Matum. He'll give you the good oil. So lot number 2 walks out, lot number 3 comes in. The chestnut mare, a count of RR and BL Newsom from up there in the Tenterfield country, or Bolivia, just south of Tenterfield. This is Susie's Last Dance. Another one of these very, very good 4-year-old mares. And this is one that you'll need to pay a little bit of attention to. She's by Tap Dancing Cat. And of course, goes back to Highbrow Cat, not High Grow Cat, as I've just noticed in the catalogue. And out of the good Spinifex mare and J-Bar Susie. So Tap Dancing Cat, the sire of this particular mare, was a multiple Open and Derby champion in the cutting pen, and he's been the sire of many Open non-pro futurity winners and snaffle bit champions. So he certainly bred on, did Tap Dancing Cat, and out of a very, very good mare, and J-Bar Susie is she's an excellent prospect for next year's Epic. I spoke to Rob a couple of weeks or a month ago about her, and he said she's starting to really shape up well. Had a lot of mustering. Rob manages a place up in Liston there on the Queensland-New South Wales border. He takes her to work, walks beautifully, steps out well. Beautiful, sensible little mare in the bush, he was telling me earlier. Not a lot frightens her, and she's bred to work a cow. You might have noticed a video up on Facebook there put up recently by young Maxie's son, put it together, working a bag and a cow at home. Expresses herself beautifully. She has been taken to camp drafts and cuttings, but is yet to have a start. She was taken to the snaffle bit up there in Killarney a few weeks ago, just for a bit of general exposure, but she is rookie eligible, and she's a great prospect to come back with. That is nice. That seemed to go quick. Well, thanks, Rob. I know you can have fun on her all day. She can really step up, that little mare, and get about. So that is time. We're watching lot number 3, account of the Newsom family. That is Susie's Last Dance. Again, if you want to wander up to the stables, we can give you all the details and catch up with Rob. Thanks, Rob. One of the real prospects for next year, as I did say before. Lot number 3, account of the Newsom family, Susie's Last Dance. Righto, so that was lot number 3. Lot number 4 will make her way into the arena, the fourth lot of these 4-year-old mares. Account of Jackie Colley from out there in Summit, and this is Smokin Diamonds. 14-2, the young lady that takes the ride, young Emily. She's only been on this mare a handful of times. She's a genuinely quiet mare, and of course, Jackie said to me there this morning, the only reason they put this young lady in the saddle is because they trust the mare implicitly. So once again, a 4-year-old mare, 14 and a half hands. So she has yet to have a camp draft start, ladies and gentlemen, but she has been to a challenge and she's been to a cow horse competition. She's just been shown around. She floats, she loads on trucks. Spoke to Jackie this morning. She said she's good to shoe. She's really just good to do anything with. Righto, so the lot of number 4 mare, we're watching a count of Jackie Colley from out there in Summit. And as I did say, by the Diamond Thief, so it goes back to Conman. The Grand Sire on the sire side and the good mare spinning the blues. Thank you very much, Emily. Good job, well done. Showed a nice quiet mare, nice and quietly. So we'll get the next girls, and we do thank them very much for their continued support. We'll get that team to come in and take the saltwater grazing steer out of the arena. Thanks again to Tony and Dom as John Hardy makes his way into the arena for the first time this afternoon, the first of his nominations. So another one of these 4-year-old mares, bay mare this time. This is Hardy's Layla by, of course, that very, very good stallion that we've witnessed work there last night and again today on Lena's Conman. A squinging run up there last night in the stallion draft. I didn't get to witness the one today because I was down here. But Lena's Conman, of course, the 2023 ABCRA Open Horse of the Year. And out of that very good mare in Hat Creek, Angie, who of course goes back to Chevron Ivory. So ladies and gentlemen, this particular mare, both top and bottom side, is bred to work a cow. You can see in your notes that she's a beautiful, quiet-natured mare. You would have noticed some videos up on Facebook that have been up for a couple of weeks. Just watching her poke around at a draft there last week, or the last week or two. She's been ridden by an 8-year-old girl. She's been ridden by the lady. She's been ridden by everybody in the family. Because that good damn Hat Creek Angie was herself a novice mare. So out of Angie and by Lena's Conman, absolutely bred in the purple. A real prospect this mare too. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching lot number 5, account of the Hardy family from out there at Warren. As I said, by that wonderful, wonderful stallion. We get to watch him again tomorrow night, I reckon, in the finals in Lena's Conman. And out of the good ivory bred mare in Hat Creek Angie. Watching Mr. John Hardy show the wares of Hardy's Layla. Thanks, John. That is time. Tracks a beast beautifully. The good saltwater grazing heifer. She's come out of that stable, ladies and gentlemen. She's one to put a couple of ticks next to you, in your catalogue next to. Seeing what they go on to be. All those horses, all those Lena's Conman horses go on to perform in most arenas. Right, so that was lot number 5. Lot number 6 comes in. Account of the O'Brien family from out there at Bingara. This time is this mare is mare's name is Authentic. She's 15 hands by that wonderful open sire and the sire that has also sired many open sires. Did that make any sense at all? By Hot as Hell anyway. Of course, an open horse who has gone on to sire many, many open horses. So this mare is absolutely bred in the purple. She's out of a novice mare once again and genuine. Had plenty of station work, as you'll see in your notes, and has been started on cattle. Has not done a lot of arena work, so this would be all pretty new to her. She's a lovely, showy type, and anything that comes out of this stable has got that really good, classic rideability about them. She's chased a lot of cattle in the paddocks. As I said, she's done it all outside. Hasn't been tormented to death inside, but just extends herself beautifully. Lovely, flat, travelling mare, and a nice type of a mare too. Don't see Steve ride too many bad ones. This is certainly a great example of what comes out of that very good stable. Well balanced and collected as she chases a cow. She's been carted to half a dozen drafts. She loads well. She hasn't had a start in her draft. She's just been there for a general look around. Steve did instruct off at a youth clinic there in the last week or two. Good-footed mare, just a nice type of a mare. She's a good-fronted mare. She looks like she'd be a whole lot of fun to ride, but bred to be absolutely superbly competitive in a camp draft arena. So that is time. Thanks, Steve. Steve O'Brien. And Relic Authentic is the name of the mare that he sits astride. Another very, very good prospect for the Epic Draft for next year, and of course the Infinity Draft for the lifetime of the mare. I reckon you can have a whole lot of fun on that mare for a long, long time. Stand broodmare duties 2 down the track just on a pedigree and type alone. She is, as you'll see in your notes, the last female to be offered from the family, and is a mare that will go on to many drafts and breed down the track. So contact Steve if you want to go, or go up to the stables and have a talk to him later on. Thank you very much, and well shown, Stephen. So lot number 6 will go out, lot number 7 will come in, this time a counter Logan Penfold from up just down the road in Tamworth. Another one of the good 4-year-old mares, by Time's Up on this occasion. There is just a little bit of a blue in your catalogue there. The mare that Barq Rip It Up is out of his Barq Rip It Up Sonita, not Lethal Lady Check, so we've just skipped the pedigree, a generation of that pedigree. So the mare that this particular mare is out of is Barq Rip It Up Sonita. So Logan Penfold has had her, he's bred her, he's broken her in and he's trained her. So she's been in very, very capable hands right from day one. We'll get you something to play with, Logan. There you go. So Logan Penfold, the man in the saddle, has sold top price horses here before, including last year and also the year before. Can really put a handle on these horses. They would have had plenty of schooling. She's yet to have a start, but she would have been set up well at home. I think. Well, I'll shut up and we'll just watch this little bit of work. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can see that she's had a wonderful start at home. She's been started on the bag. She's worked cattle at home, and she's showing you a little bit of what she can do here. Can really get down and work a cow. Tracks cattle well too. Nice type of a mare, bred in the purple, and by that good sire that we watched work up there last night and get the pleasure of watching again tomorrow night in Time's Up. Starting to put some very, very good progeny around at the moment. And I reckon that will be an example of exactly that. By Time's Up and out of that very good mirror and Rip It Up Sonita. Thanks, Logan. That is time, mate. Well, Sean, I reckon she'll cop a few ticks in a few catalogues too. That was lot number 7. And again, Logan Penfold will be on hand. You'll have all the time. We're not camp drafting this afternoon. So if you want to go up to the stables, have a look at any of these horses. They'll be available from the completion of the pre-works right through until dark. And we'd encourage you to come over and have a beer and watch the charity auction over there tonight. The meat auction at 5 o'clock. Be a good spot for you, Andy. Get a few sausages into you, mate. Right. Yeah, mate. Tulla provided the meat. You'll get a good bit of Tulla steak into you up there. You can take it home to casino. Righto. Burnsy comes in again. Lot number 8 this time. Now, anybody that's been following on Facebook would have seen a really, really good video that they compiled on this mare, this particular mare. This is Dolly's Destiny. By the good sire in Del Rio Destiny, out of the Heritage Stock Horse Mare in Crystal. And of course, Del Rio Destiny was the Australian National Stock Horse Show Challenge winner. One that's been ridden by the whole family. You would have noticed that the vendor, Baron and Tammy McCoy, had their little girl on her in the video. She performed beautifully with her and really livened up when Burnsy got on her too. So she's been ridden for the most competitive riders, back down to young girls. I spoke to Burnsy a couple of weeks ago on the phone. He said, mate, she is the real deal, this mare. So we're watching lot number 8 in the ring before you. That's time. Thank you, Burnsy. Just have a bit of a loop around. I know you have a lot of fun on that mare. She's lot number 8. She'll be up there in the stables too in the Burns camp. So go and talk to Andrew. He'll set you straight about her. Count the McCoy family. It's great to have them on board as vendors this year, and particularly for bringing a good mare like that particular one. The lot number 8 mare, that's Dolly's Destiny. Righto, thanks girls. We've got that good saltwater grazing first cross beast out of the arena. We'll go on with your lot number 9, offering this time a count of Trickle Creek performance horses from out there in Gunnedah. This is Mercury's lass. 15 hands when she was measured by Acres Mercury Hay, and out of that very good Freckles 49er mare in Eiseniner. So you'll see in your notes there, she's a lovely quiet mare. Give her an extended spell and she comes straight back into work with a minimum of fuss. There's never been any worries about that. Give her a big spell, bring her back in. She's been well started on cattle at home. So we're watching lot of 9 in your catalogue tomorrow. Brent Trotter on board the Trickle Creek Performance Horse nomination in Mercury's Lass. So again, only but 4 years old, a qualifier for next year's Epic Draft, which will pay more money. And a real genuine prospect. That is time. Thank you very much, Brent. Well shown. We'll see you later on in the day. And I'll hand the microphone over to Mr. Blake O'Reilly to take you through the next few lots.
Thank you, Bruce, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'll continue on with the pre-works from lot number 11 in your catalogue. Number 10's out of course. Unfortunately, that Moonbeam gelding was injured prior to sale, so he won't be with us at lot number 10. We go down to lot number 11 now on account of Wood Oaks stock horses from Tilbury up there in Queensland, Ashley and Liv Harrison. Side in that first side by Wood Oaks Superman. On the dam side too, My Futurity Girl. Of course, 15.2 hands high. Catching up with those guys there earlier this morning when we were going through the particular pedigree of this horse. This is the first progeny by their homebred resident sire in Wood Oak Superman, which goes back to Conman, of course, on the top side. On the dam side too, My Futurity Girl 02. Presented today here in the pre-works and obviously ridden through the sale ring tomorrow by Mr. Sean Rinn. He's had this particular gelding for 6 weeks. Placed in the Bolin Camp Draft as well. Very nice type of a gelding, as you can see Sean presenting that horse through in the pre-works this afternoon. This is lot number 11. Got that one shot at that wonderful Epic Incentive Camp Draft. As you can see, we've been letting you know at the Camp Draft and all throughout the program leading up from social media, emails, you name it, $20,000 the winner will take home in cash in that particular Incentive Camp Draft. And that'll be time. Thank you, Sean. That will be time. That was lot number 11. On account of Wood Oak stock horses, a wonderful horse to put back into a mustering team, taken to a camp draft or a challenge prospect. That's one for a tick for the Epic Incentive for 2025. Also, the pre-works will be recorded, so you will be able to go back and watch all these lots with Stock Live. If you haven't heard about Stock Live, it is our online partner, of course, this year and has been from the first year up here in Armidale. Lot number 12 we bring to you this afternoon on account of Elliot McKinnon. Side by Brown Victory, of course, which goes back to Abby. On the damn side too, the Manners Indiana. 15 hand, 2019 drop, grey gelding. We all know, especially those people that follow those Australian stock horse bloodlines, how successful Brown Victory himself and also what he's done in his progeny. Anyone getting a little bit thirsty in the pre-works this afternoon, John's Bar is live and in action. Be sure to go over and see John, Maddie and Belinda if you would like a liquid refreshment over at the Secretary's office. Lot number 12. He's cool, he's calm, he's happy to be here in the pre-works this afternoon. This is Tel Blue Vic. Here we go. We've got one for you, Elliot. A wonderful F1 on account of the Menkins family. Trading a saltwater grazing. Tony, Dom, and no doubt Ruby's been in charge of this particular line of cattle. A big thank you to the saltwater grazing team. They are wonderful supporters. If it's not in the camp drafting side, it's in the pre-works and certainly a wonderful contender. Just give this particular gelding true Blue Vic. The Brown Victory gelding as he pre-works this little heifer. As you can see, if everyone's busy from week to week and day to day and want to jump on a horse or a prospect like this Brown Victory grey gelding, he's on that loose rein. He's happy to follow that little heifer around. Also got that one shot at the Epic Camp Draft. As you can see all those Toyota vehicles over at the Camp Draft Arena, you'll see those Toyota vehicles do a lap of honorary in the winner's circle tomorrow with that Epic Camp Draft. $20,000 cash, $5,000 Toyota voucher, $6,000 trophy saddle. Man, been made by Ben Morrow's Saddlery up there at Tenterfield. That'll be time. Thanks, Elliot. That will be time. And over the page we go in the catalogue of course, a big thank you to Verback, Matt Faulkner and his wonderful team there at Verback Animal Health, supporters and sponsors of this year's 2024 Epic. Over the page, on account of the Berkeley family from out there at Inverell, this is Deacon's Whiskey Sour. Signed by Rin Racapar, that wonderful open stallion that Tyler Berkeley campaigns. On the damn side, Kamalina Henibo. You've got Scrumlow Victory. On the bottom side, you've got Jewelry up on the top side there. This is a quality gelding put through today by Mitchell Hoy from H Diamond Performance Horses up there at Gyra. As we brought your attention, of course, that Siren, no doubt the dam, of course, many accolades in the ABC RA titles. Numerous camp draft wins, too many to mention here. An epic contender. This is Deacon's Whiskey Sour. And that'll be time. Thank you, Mitch. That will be time. That was lot number 13 here this afternoon on account of the Berkeley family from out there at Inverell. The 4-year-old gelding. Got his one shot left at the Epic, of course, and then back into that Infinity Open Age Incentive Camp Draft, which goes with a lifetime. That particular horse, if it's won, bought, or if not sold on, it has an opportunity to come back and compete in that Incentive Camp Draft. If you've sold that particular horse on, it's a wonderful selling tool to let that next buyer know of the Incentive Camp Drafts here at the Epic. Number 14 this time on account of the Hardy family from out there at Warren in New South Wales. Sired by J.R. Hutt Creek, Alina's Conman. We saw him put up a whopping 92 yesterday evening under lights in that first round of the Novice Camp Draft, and he's backed up again today in round number 2. You'll see their resident sire being Lena's Conman in the open final tomorrow. This particular gelding, though, of course, is out of the homebred mare in Hutt Creek, Cool Girl, which goes back to Jewel Pep there. Playboy Roy on the damn side, and of course Hazelwood Conman. This is Cool Quan. He's a very well-natured gelding. He's been started on cattle leading up to the Epic, as well as Bison, the mechanical cow. Wonderful potential. Full Sister was sold at Nutrien. Also the 2023 ABCRA Open Horse. Lena's Conman. John Hardy, we watch in the pre-works here this afternoon with their entry, Hardy's Cool Con. We just have a beast out. If you're in the pre-works, we've just got a beast out. Just watch the main gates. If you're up in the pre-works, there's just a beast out. Someone could just shut those main gates out on the highway. That F1's heading back to Primley by itself. And thank you, John. Just saving us a bit of transport home. Lot 15 comes into the ring now on account of Brody and Emma Pendergast. This is Bry Replicant. Ben Braggy Replicant. Of course, the October 2019 drop gelding by that siren Yawara Repeat, which goes back to Canipes Conray. On the damn side too, Ben Braggy Maternal Girl, which I'm sure everyone here in the New South Wales country knows about that particular mare on the dam side. She ran in the open camp draft here at the Epic at 25 years of age. The particular mare that this horse is out of is 25 years of age and still winning many open camp drafts in the New England and New South Wales region. Caught up with the Pendergast family from up there at Yalarbin, and of course Emma from Penwood Creation, capturing every single moment here of the Epic. Just not sure if anyone would like to take Bruce's Cobb & Co. Might be sending him back to YouTube, I'd say. Was that your Cobb & Co? Oh, I take that back.
I can Cobb & Co shit together. Can't do a lot of things, but I can Cobb & Co.
Just while we thank you to our backyard man, that heifer's been put away. Back on with the pre-works, ladies and gentlemen. We want to bring to your attention this very, very capable gelding, 15.1 hands high. He's sensible, he's quiet, camp draft champions on both sides as we brought to your attention. This is a Replicant. He's done miles of mastering up there at Yalarbin. No doubt prior at Walker before they moved up there, those guys. He's an epic contender as well. You can shoe him, you can clip him, anything after a spell. Of course, Ben Maiden presenting him here in the pre-works and ridden in the sale here tomorrow. This is lot number 15. Just look at that loose rein in the pre-works. Anyone that saw that MG competing in the Open have no doubt in previous camp drafts throughout the New England the last few months. MG, she goes right to the shoulder. Toby Bruce usually aboard that particular mare, if not his brother or sister. The whole family rides that particular 25 Open mare that this young gelding is out of. A wonderful future by the sire, of course, in Knipes Conray. And that'll be time. Thank you, Ben. That will be time. Also, a big thank you to our Negs girls. This is year number 3. I reckon the Negs girls have been cleaning the arena in the pre-works in the Sale Arena. So we thank the Negs girls and, of course, Jordan Snape, who organised it for us this year. Thank you very much to Jordan. On late, that's exactly right, late notice. She certainly stepped in. So a big thank you to Negs. Number 16. Over the page on account of Elliot McKinnon. We had him in just before with his entry this time by Tel Casino. Palmer's El Condo on the DM side to Sedaka. Liaised with Elliot this morning. He just wanted to let anyone know that is interested in this particular lot of being 16. And if you're listening online, on the near side back foot, he's just had a little piece taken away, but it is growing back. Comes with obviously 100% guarantee from the vendor. And of course, past inspections, fully shot up, showing no lameness, but has been brought to your attention by the vendor. Lot number 16. Look at the loose rein on this fellow, just tracking that nice hef up. On for a flying change here too. This is Donny. Imagine him going around the first, second peg on his way to the gate in 2025 for a $20,000 check. And a $5,000 Toyota voucher. We want to keep bringing it to your attention, ladies and gentlemen. The odds, the paycheck, the wonderful cattle we've been able to supply to those competitors this year so far. That'll be time. Thanks, Elliot. That will be time. Moving right along this time, lot number 17 on account of Zach and Jess Kroer from out there at Inverell. This is Kroer's stud Corona. Nicholas, side by Kirkby stud Counterfeit on the damn side out of Charmaine, which goes back to Doc's Freckle Oak on that damn side, of course, in these geldings. It's great to see the pedigrees from the Australian stock horse bloodline carrying through this particular entry. He's a quality young gelding. As you can see, all the Kroer family horses, as you're watching them, campaign from weekend to weekend, and no doubt most of the time in the winner's circle or a lineup. They're horses, they're cool, they're calm, they get to their cow, they get the job done. And you can see Kirkby stud Counterfeit as he went round there today in that second round of the Stallions camp draft. He's side this particular lot in Kirkby stud Corona. Of course, Counterfeit winning the Open camp draft, a Glennis camp draft there, as well as many other camp drafts leading up to it. And on the damn side too, out of a novice camp drafting mare. That's a genuine contender. If you'd like to take him home, campaign him. If not, do miles and miles of mastering on that big, strong grey gelding. That was lot number 17. And that's time, thanks, Zach. There's a tick deserves beside that particular gelding. He exits the pre-works on that loose rein by their homebred sire in Counterfeit. Lot number 18 didn't quite make the catalogue. Over the page to lot number 19. And, of course, a big thank you to Angus Barrett Saddlery. Come on board with the place getters of that Epic Camp Draft. Winner of the saddlecloth. On account of the Allen family this time from down there at Bar Ugle on the mid-north coast. And, of course, Brett managing that wonderful Santa Gertrudis start in Yugubar Santa Gertrudis. This is Del Park Redeem. Signed by Rodlow Retail, which we saw go round in the Stallion Camp Draft 1 yesterday and the second round there earlier today of the McKinnon family. On the dam side to Illawong New Peace. She's a novice camp drafting winning mare on the dam side. And anyone knows that wonderful gelding owned by Angela Swan, Rodler Fantail. Occasionally Rick gets to be a part of it, but trained by Angela and campaigned, of course, by Ben Thompson, a wonderful gelding that's come and won absolutely everything at the Epic Camp Draft. This is lot number 19. 2 shots at the Epic Camp Draft incentive. You could imagine the amount of wet saddlecloths this gelding's had down there in that humid hot country. Probably could do a little bit down there myself. This is a lot number 19. On account of the Allen family. Just a reminder, the odds are getting even better. Not 1 shot, but 2 shots at that Epic Incentive Camp Draft. That'll be time. Thanks, Brett. That will be time. That was Del Park Redeem. The 2020 drop chestnut gelding. Moving right along now to lot number 20. On account of 3B Australian stock horses from up there at Tenterfield, Damien and Liz Bulmer, wonderful supporters of the Epic. This is Bulmer's Max, presented here today by Chloe. By Eagle Hustler, of course, of the Sadler and Clark family, that great stallion, as you can see, performing and winning nearly every camp draft he attends and breeding it into his progeny. Out of Louisville Downs Matilda, this is Max, a 3-year-old gelding. Hasn't finished growing yet at 15 hands high. Couple of shots at the Epic. And signed by Hustler, of course. He's been mastering. He has had plenty of dogs around him. He takes a whip from day to day. Also a challenge prospect. Anyone in the equine division. And see Hustler putting it into his progeny. They're cool, they're calm. Lot number 20. The Eagle Hustler gelding, 3 years of age. Just a reminder, so young at this stage. Taking it all in here in the pre-works and a real nice type. That'll be time. Thanks, Chloe. That will be time.
Good job, Chloe.
Also, too, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for some of the best live entertainment we can deliver to you tonight over at our main bar. Also, we do ask if everyone could please stay and be a part of our charity auction. The charity auction, of course, goes to the Westpac Lifesaver helicopter. And also a big thank you to Tulla Feedlot out there at North Star, headed up by Rick Swan and his great team, and, of course, the Owen family. Not only donating the 1 beast, but certainly 2 beast. we'll be auctioning all those primal cuts tonight. So if you're looking for mouth-watering steak, 200 days on the grain bin, however you like it, we'll have it presented to you in our charity auction tonight over at the bar. Lot number 23, on account of Tim Webster this time, and presented here in the pre-works and no doubt the sale tomorrow by Mr. Ben Maidham Equine. Sired by Secret Heart Hitman, which goes back to Conman on the top side. On the damn side to Indria Lucy. This is Whispering Hearts Luscious. Of course, the 3-year-old gelding we bring to you in the pre-works here. He's very soft. He's been trainable, very trainable, leading up to the sale. Also shown successfully with Ashley Whiting. A very competitive challenge prospect here. Soon to be in the camp drafting side as well at a very young age of 3 years. He's been working the flag, of course, in the last 6 weeks. And also dry cattle leading up to the epic with Ben Maidham in the saddle. Doing absolutely nothing wrong. If you're sitting at home on Stock Live and wondering how can you be a part of this, all you do need to do is start to click tomorrow at 11 a.m. A big, strong, fleshy gelding. Well, thank you very much, Ben. That was lot number 23, Whispering Hearts Luscious. An eye-catching gelding, 2 shots at the epic, and a horse you could have for many, many years. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hand over to Mr. Liam Kirkwood. Comes to us from Townsville and Charters Towers for the pre-works and no doubt selling in the sale tomorrow. Thank you, Liam.
Thank you, Blake. I won't be pre-working myself, but I will be selling in the sale tomorrow. So you got 1 out of 2 there, mate. Not bad. 50%, that's a pass. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be moving on in catalogue order. The first of mine, the first of the 2-year-olds that we have to put through here this afternoon will be lot 25. We'll just wait for Ben to change horses. No, I wouldn't last 90 seconds, Blake. Here we are, Ben Maidham, a busy boy this weekend. But anyway, he comes in with the Cox family nomination. This is the 2-year-old mare in Raya Blue Jean. Of course, a wonderful wealth of heritage stock horse bloodlines throughout the pedigree there, as you'll all appreciate. A wealth of performance breeding here, ladies and gentlemen, destined to succeed in the camp draft and challenge arenas. She's bred to do it all, and of course, a flashy type as well. This horse has had the feedlot and the property work prior to coming with Ben. However, this horse has only been with Ben for the last 3 weeks. So has had limited training with Ben, only been with Ben the last 3 weeks. But has had the feedlot and property work prior. 2-year-old mare, so of course you get 3 cracks at that epic incentive camp draft. Fantastic odds there, ladies and gentlemen, with... of course, a small field this year and a mare that you can bring back for 3 years in a row. This is lot number 25, Raya Blue Jean. You'll be able to find her over in stable 13 for anyone who would like to have a further inspection of this mare later on. And thanks very much. That's time, Ben. Once again, a reminder to everyone that our food van and bar is open over here this afternoon. So we do encourage you, if you're hungry or thirsty, head over and support that bar and food van as well. And of course, we look forward to catching up with you all tonight over at the bar at the main showground there, where we will be having that charity auction. So get your syndicates together. We've got some wonderful lots there. Of course, the wonderful bodies of beef kindly donated by the Owen family and Tulla feedlot. All going to a very good cause. On to lot number 26. The next we offer you, ladies and gentlemen, comes in on account of the McKinnon family, of course, with Rodney in the saddle. Been a great hand to us here this weekend, giving us a hand judging some of our camp drafts. He brings to us here Rodlaw Starling, of course, a mare with a wealth of heritage stock horse bloodlines throughout the pedigree. You go back the double cross of Romeo in the pedigree there, please note, ladies and gentlemen. At only 2 years of age, she's going very, very kindly, and of course that residual value there for later on as a broodmare prospect. Stands at 15 hands. She's been bred as the same bloodlines as Rodlaw Fantail, who of course was the winner of the 2021 Epic Incentive and the 2022 Infinity Camp Draft. Only had the light station work, ladies and gentlemen, but she's very, very easygoing, very trainable. Of course, sired by their resident sire in Rodlaw Retail, who we've seen here compete this weekend. Proven bloodlines you buy, ladies and gentlemen, with that double cross of Romeo back along the pedigree there. This is lot number 26, Rodlaw Starling. You'll be able to have a further inspection of Starling over in stable number 42 later on this afternoon. Head on over and ask Rod any questions you've got. And that's time. Thank you. Down the page onto lot number 27 this time. Comes in on account of Mr. Dylan McKinnon. This is Rodlaw Maggie. Another wonderful one of these 2-year-old mares that we offer you this weekend. Standing at 15 hands. She's got a wealth of the heritage stock horse bloodlines back throughout the top end of the pedigree there as well. Been broken in and had the light station work leading up to the sale, ladies and gentlemen, and going very, very kindly there for Dylan, as you will appreciate. Comes from a good stable with a good foundation, ladies and gentlemen. Should excel in any chosen discipline. And of course, once again at 2 years of age, 3 cracks at that Epic Incentive Camp Draft. It's a true testament to the breeding of these young horses to be able to get them up to this standard for sale at 2 years of age. This is lot number 27, Rodlaw Maggie. You'll be able to view her over in stable number 40 later on this afternoon. And thank you very much, Dylan. That'll be time, mate. Oh, mate, yeah, I don't mind a Okay, down the page now onto lot number 28 this time, ladies and gentlemen, on account of Jody Harris. This is Ella, Miss Ellie. Of course, sired by the good sire over there, the Murray family sire in Ella Kookaburra. And out of that good dam in Ella Miss Boss. A wealth of heritage stock horse bloodlines throughout the pedigree there, as you'll all appreciate, ladies and gentlemen. Ellie has been started in November and is a lovely, quiet mare. She's showing lots of natural ability there. She's done all the stock work and the general riding. Comes from well-performed camp draft bloodlines, as you'll appreciate, ladies and gentlemen. Only a young mare there that has plenty of residual value for later on in life as a brood mare. Going very kindly for Jody, of course, has not had a hell of a lot of work. She's had all of the foundations, but she's ready to go home, fine-tune, and take on to any discipline you choose. Jody would just like to disclose that this mare has slight old scarring on the offside hind leg due to an old injury as a foal. However, full guarantee by the vendor. Absolutely no faults, but would just like to point it out to you. This is lot number 28. Ella, Miss Ellie. She'll be stabled over in stable number 54 for further inspections later on. Okay, that'll be time. Thank you very much, Jody. One to put a tick alongside in your catalogue. I see that Andy Somerville's got a couple of ticks alongside that one in his. That was lot 28, stabled over in 54 for further inspections later on this afternoon. On to lot number 29, Mr. Ben Maiden back with us again with the Cox family's nomination, Raya Blue Tilly. Of course, sired by the good sire there in Raya Blue Royale. A stylish, well-bred black filly there, as I'm sure you'll all appreciate, here with us this weekend. Once again, has only been with Ben Maiden for the last 3 weeks, so had minimal training there with Ben. Only been with him the last 3 weeks. But she's had the time in the feedlot prior to coming with Ben. She's been used on the property. She's been up and down the hill. She's had all the work. She's also spent a few weeks with Corinne Anderson as well. I'd like to point out, of course, only a 2-year-old mare here, so you've got 3 shots at the epic incentives. A wonderful epic prospect here. This is lot number 29 on account of the Cox family, Raya Blue Tilly. And that'll be time. Thanks very much, Ben. On to lot number 30 now, ladies and gentlemen. Over onto the 2-year-old geldings this time. The first of the 2-year-old geldings we'll offer you here this weekend comes in on account of the Meredith family. Of course, as you'll all appreciate, has been showing with the 14-year-old girl here in the saddle this weekend. This is Echo Moon. A very flashy Palomino gelding here, ladies and gentlemen. At only 2 years of age, so of course you get those 3 cracks at the incentive camp draft. He's a great-natured gelding that's been well handled. He's absolutely a pleasure to do anything with. He has been shown at numerous ag shows and has been started on the bison and cattle prior to the sale. He's been winning ribbons in the show and challenge arena, as you'd all appreciate with his flashy looks there. He tracks cattle and bison very, very well. A very easy, soft-going young gelding here. Very showy young gelding. Absolute testament to their temperament to get them here in this condition, ladies and gentlemen. Going very, very kindly with the 14-year-old girl in the saddle. Of course, been winning ribbons in the show and challenge arena and tracking the cattle and bison well. Ready to take on with in any chosen discipline, but I'm sure one would expect that he will be a fierce competitor in the epic camp drafts for years to come. Of course, 3 cracks at it for these 2-year-olds. You'll be able to view him over in stable number 76 later on this afternoon. Thank you very much. That's time there for lot number 30. On to lot number 31 next, ladies and gentlemen. Another 2-year-old gelding offered on account of Jody Harris. This is Syrah Classic Bert. Of course, sired by Tullawall Classic Acres, who was down competing in Sydney this weekend. The Acres Destiny sire himself. Very well performed. And out of a well-performed dam there as well in L&L. There's a wonderful wealth of heritage stock horse bloodlines throughout the bottom side of the pedigree there, ladies and gentlemen. Bert was only started in January and has had the light work. But he's been up and down the hills. He's done the stock work and handled it with ease. Absolute pleasure to have around, ladies and gentlemen. A clever gelding with a good attitude. The dam was a very quiet mare who was placed in a range of disciplines. And, of course, his sire is a winner at Sydney Royal and national levels as well. Down there competing this weekend, as a matter of fact. An epic incentive prospect here for years to come, ladies and gentlemen. A 2-year-old gelding here on account of Jody Harris. This is Classic Bert. You'll be able to find him over in stable number 53 later on this afternoon for further inspections. And that'll be time. Thank you, Jody. So lot 32 and 33 are not with us. So once the arena is clear, we'll move on to the McKinnon family nomination. Lot number 34, Rodlaw Sambo. Of course, Rodlaw Sambo, sired by their resident sire in Content. Hazelwood Conman sire himself. And out of the good Rodlaw Sun-Kissed mare. Has been broken in and done the mustering, showing plenty of potential as well for at a young age. Very athletic and easy travelling gelding that will go on to perform. Camp Draft winners right throughout the pedigree here. One would assume he will be a fantastic, epic incentive prospect for years to come with 3 cracks at the incentive. Only had the light stock work, ladies and gentlemen. He's had the mustering. He's had all the right foundations put on him. Just ready to take home and put the polish on and bring back for the next 3 years for all of the incentive prize money that is on offer. You buy from a proven stable here, ladies and gentlemen, by Proven Genetics. This is lot number 34, Rodlaw Sambo. You'll be able to find him over in stable number 43 later on this afternoon for further inspections. And thank you very much, Rodney. That'll be time, mate. On to lot number 35 this time, ladies and gentlemen, presented by Mitch Hoy this weekend on account of an Ag Proprietary Limited. This is Supercell, of course, signed by Metallic Storm. He's got a wealth of breeding there throughout the pedigree, ladies and gentlemen, out of the good Acres Destiny mare in Acres or More. We would like to point out that this gelding will be quarter horse registrable, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are interested. He's well-grown, flashy 2-year-old Metallic Storm gelding here, who is ready to excel in the performance horse industry. He has had all the right foundations put on him, just ready to take home and put a bit of polish on. One not to be missed here, of course, presented by Mitchell Hoy this weekend. Going very well at only 2 years of age. All the life ahead of him there, and of course 3 cracks at the Epic Incentive Camp Draft. He will be quarter horse registrable too, ladies and gentlemen. Can get about this gelding for a 2-year-old. Absolute ton of ability here, ladies and gentlemen. This is lot number 35, Supercell. You'll be able to have a further inspection of him later on this afternoon in stable number 20. Or contact Mitch and he'll tell you all that you need to know. Thanks very much, Mitch. That'll be time, mate.
Thanks, Mitch. Now get out.
$10 a second, mate. Over the page now, the lot number 36, ladies and gentlemen, on account of Mr. Elliot McKinnon from over at Merriwar. This is Tell Retreat. Of course, signed by the Brown Victory sire in Blue Vic. Wealth of heritage stock horse bloodlines throughout the pedigree there. Of course, you've got Brown Victory, Brown Highway, you've got Romeo and Adios Reflect. Absolute wealth of breeding in this nice young gelding. Only been recently broken in, but he's going very nicely, as you'll all appreciate, at 2 years of age. Had all the right foundations on him, no doubt. He's had the good education. He's had a bit of hard work. He's had the wet saddlecloths and ready to go on with here. Going very, very nicely for a 2-year-old in the capable hands of Elliot and ready for someone to take on to Performance Horse Industries. This is lot number 36, Tell Retreat. Slot number 36, we watch, ladies and gentlemen, Tel Retreat, the flashy young grey gelding. Going very nicely at only 2 years of age. And that'll be time. Thank you, Elliot. That'll be time. You'll be able to have a further inspection of that gelding later on over in stable number 69. On to lot number 37 this time, ladies and gentlemen, is Bonnie Doon Banger. Comes in on account of Peter and Karen Reid, of course, with Jackson Noon in the saddle this weekend. Standing at 15 hands, ladies and gentlemen, for a young 2-year-old gelding here. He's a good, soft-going gelding. It's been broken in and started by Jackson, and, of course, as you can see, going very, very kindly for him. He's quiet and would suit any discipline that you would choose to go on with. Bred to perform, this young gelding here, of course, with heritage stock horse bloodlines throughout the top end of the pedigree and out of the good conductor mare in Davies G-string. Slot number 37, Bonnie Doon Banger. You'll be able to find him over in stable number 31 later this afternoon.
That's time.
And that'll be time. Thank you very much, Jackson. On to the last of mine for now, ladies and gentlemen. On account of the McDonald family, this is lot number 38, McDonald's Barq. Of course, out of the good sire in KPH Simpson. And out of the good mare in McDonald's Little Tasselina. Got a wealth of heritage stock horse bloodlines as well as some good quarter horse breeding there on the bottom side of the pedigree too, ladies and gentlemen. But is a good type of a young gelding here that's got a very, very trainable mind. Great gelding to come back and have 3 cracks at the incentive camp draft with as well, ladies and gentlemen. At only 2 years of age, he's got all of his future ahead of him. All the hard work's been done for you here, ladies and gentlemen. A wealth of breeding in these young horses, and this fellow is no exception. He's got the breeding, he's got the right foundation here, ready for you to put on the truck and go on with. This is lot number 38, McDonald's Barq. And thank you very much. That'll be time. We'll now hand on to Mr. Andrew Somerville to continue through the pre-works here this afternoon.
Let this be a lesson to you how you time. Liam, pay attention. Oh, these yearlings, I reckon, just get them, let them do a parade around.
Thanks, Liam. We'll move right along there to lot number 39. Will be the start of the yearling fillies. Don't forget, next year we'll have the 2 and 3 year old dry work challenge, which these yearlings will certainly be eligible for. So lot 39's just come into the ring. We'll get you to parade at the far end of the ring, if that's all right, in front of the cameras. Lot 39, Queenie's a name, Cape Hawk Queenie. Hey, she's side by Gold Fox there. She's got a beautiful temperament, this filly. She's been exposed to cattle and has had good general handling. Her rego papers have come through there with the Australian Stock Horse Society. Might not be updated on the website yet, but they have come through, and the owner has got a copy of them. Handled here today by Jodie Harris there, boys. Very honest vendors there. She's just got a little bit of hide off on the hind leg there, boys. It's only superficial. It's nothing to be worried about, but very, very honest vendors. The Cape Hawk stud, they pride themselves on handling these young fillies very, very well and have a great reputation for doing so.
Probably just go back over that way, Jody. Just do a figure of 8.
Straight down the middle, save your leg.
Lot 39, she'll be in stable S1. If you want to have a look at her later this afternoon, she'll be in stable S1. And just remember how many shots these yearlings will get back at the epic sale being yearlings. Thanks very much, Jody. That is lot 39, Cape Hawk Queenie. Just with the yearlings, if we can just get the just to follow each other in, if you wouldn't mind, please. So this will be the first year we offer the yearlings through the catalogue, ladies and gentlemen. Righto, move right along there, boys, to lot 40, Glenridge Cruella. Hope I've pronounced that right. Hey, the grey filly there, boys, side by Kirkby stud Elvis, who goes back to Adios Reflect. You've seen him in the stallion draft there earlier this afternoon. She goes back to Soda Justice and Romeo on the bottom side. Cruella is a strong, well-grown filly for her age, and she's very quiet and had a lot of handling. She's bred to chase cattle and breed from later. Sire is an open camp draft winner and the winner of the Paradise Lagoon Stallion Draft in 2022. Isn't she a beautiful, well-handled filly there, boys? If we can just bring the next yearling in to have it on standby, please. If the next yearling could just enter the ring to have on standby. That is lot 40, Glenridge Cruella. She'll be in stable 72 if you want to check her out a bit later. Beautiful type of a filly. Plenty of size in her. Thanks very much. Righto, move right along there, boys. Lot 41 comes into the ring there. McDonald's Maggie on account of McDonald family there. Hey, the Bay filly there, boys. She's by side by Kanapchi Sampson, who goes back to Conman, and she's got Tasselina on the bottom side. So we all know how strong that cross is there. Another beautiful, well-handled filly there, boys. She's got a full brother in the sale also. Great to see the job our vendors have done on these yearlings this time, boys. They've got them all well handled and quiet, and pretty big challenge for a filly that age, and taking it all in a stride. That's lot 41, boys. You can find her in stable 49 later. Thank you very much. Lot 49, McDonald's Maggie. Hey, lot 42 comes in this time, boys. The grey filly, side by Kirkby Stud Elvis there, boys. Anyone who's been watching social media would see how trainable this young filly is, and I'd say just take a look at this in the ring right now. This young filly, her dam and sire are both open camp draft winners, and got the Romeo Omega cross in the background there, boys. Just have a look at that in the ring. Wow. Well done. What a sweet filly there, boys. I can't even get them doing that at 10 years old, let alone 1. That is excellent. Well done. What a beautiful, sweet filly there, boys. Hey, she's had 2 months sale prep. That's all. 2 months sale prep. She's a very quick learner, as you can see. I would say one that would deserve a lot of ticks in the catalogue. Thanks very much. That's lot 42. Priscilla Rose. She'll be in stable 32 later if you want to find her. Very well presented. Well done. Just put a line through lot 43, boys. It's not with us today. Lot 43, put a line through it. If we can have lot 44 come into the ring, please. Just waiting on lot 44, if we can, please, fellas. Well, just take note, everyone online and in the crowd. We'll move on to lot 45. We'll just give lot 44 a minute to get to the ring. We'll move on to lot 45. If 45 could come in, please. It's the start of the yearling geldings there, buyers. The Peill Jackson is his name. Lot 45 he is. Hey, side by Smith's family, Just Jack there. Goes back to Hazelwood Conman, Dogwood Comet. And on the bottom side, out of the very, very good mare in Oaks River Queen. High perform mare there, boys. Got open camp drafters on both sides. The Siren Dam, both open camp drafters. And got the Conman, Romeo and Doc's Freckle Oak cross in a heritage there, boys. The particular dam of this gelding was a finalist in the Warwick Gold Cup. And she was a cutout winner at the Paradise Lagoon Supergirl and Champions at Champions. So got a wealth of breeding behind him. This young gelding would be a great prospect in the coming years for the Epic Camp Draft. That's lot 45, ladies and gentlemen. You can find him in stable 27. Thank you very much. That's lot 45, Peill Jackson. Right, I'll move right along there this time. We've got, what is that? We've got lot 46. If you're watching online, this is lot 46. Comes in a count of 3B stock horses there out of Tenterfield. Hey, side by the sire Nandy Deflect, who goes back to Acres Destiny on the top side. And out of the dam in Ocean Shadow. Nandy Deflect there, he's a winner of the ASH National Shows and Camp Drafts. And the dam this gelding is out of is naturally cowy and very athletic. She'll suit the camp draft or challenge ring there buys. This young gelding will suit the camp draft or challenge ring there buys. And he'll be in stable 38 later this afternoon if you want to check him out further. Thank you very much. Righto, move right along there this time, boys. Lot 47. Hey, comes in account the Banilla stud, Drew and Sally Stevenson there, boys. Hey, by the side, Al Capone there, boys. Presented by Ben Maytom here today. She's been with Ben just prior to the sale. He says he's got a very trainable attitude, this young gelding. Easy to do anything with. And just take note, this gelding is eligible for the Al Capone breeding incentives, the Epic incentive, the gelding incentive, and those yearling dry work incentives next year, the 2- and 3-year-old dry work incentives next year. So that'll be $50,000 or $60,000 worth of incentives that this particular gelding will be eligible for. Hey, isn't he a good showy type there, boys? Hey, very easy to do anything with. Great temperament, great attitude. One to put a fair few ticks on. That's lot 47, Banilla One Roan L. Righto, we'll go back to lot 44 this time. Lot 44 comes in account the Saltwater Grazing Company there, Saltwater Bandit. He's got a double cross of Romeo there, boys. He's had plenty of groundwork. He's the first foal to be signed by Saltwater 5 Metallic Acres, good up-and-coming side there, boys. And he's out of a really top-notch mare in Roxby Park, Delilah, who's won over 4 open camp drafts. Yeah, that side, Saltwater 5 Metallic Acres, has finalled in the snaffle bit there at Tamworth and Scone. Got a powerhouse of breeding behind this fella, and isn't he a cool dude? Just getting around the ring there is easy as anything. That's lot 44, well and truly worth the wait. Saltwater Bandit. Thank you very much. I'll hand you over to Mr. Bruce Birch to continue on.
Righto, thank you, Andy. As we carry on, lot number 49, account of the Cape Hawk Australian Stock Horse Stud from down there in Foster. 48 was not here, so with this is lot number 49. This fella's Cape Hawk Dusted Gold. They call him Dusty in the stables out there. He's by AMAC Dry Dust, and anybody that knows the story on the Cape Hawk horses, they breed for temperament and type. So they've just got that wonderful placid go about them, all the Cape Hawk horses, and it's great to have them here. He's been exposed to cattle at home just in the paddock, and Jody Harris, who's presenting him here this afternoon, has done hours and hours of work on these horses. They're all but broken in, as you can see just how calmly that little fellow's going. And out of the very, very good mare and Gambler's Gold Frosted. So good, deep pedigree in that fella too. If you go back through that extended pedigree, plenty of performance. Stock horse lines in him. He's ready to break. He's got a wonderful conformation, ready to go. Lot number 49, he's up there in stable number, in the Stallions box number 2. So if you're going to go up, you can go and talk to Brett or Jody. They'll be happy to talk to you about lot number 49, Cape Hawk Dusted Gold. Number 50, under the hands again of Benny Maidham comes in. Account of the Cox family from Glamorgan Vale in Tenterfield. I've had the opportunity to look at this fellow grow up. He's been residing in Tenterfield for the last 2 or 3 months. This fellow's name is Mosley, the good buckskin gelding. He's a lovely type. He's a beautiful natured fellow. He goes back to Rolex and back to Manpower too on the dam side. So he's got all those really good heritage stock horse lines littered throughout that extended pedigree. Lot number 50, account of the Cox family. You can find him in stable number 16. Ben's got all his horses stabled conveniently together up there, so you can go up and have a yarn to him. But I reckon he's a real prospect for the that 2- and 3-year-old dry work challenge for next year. Righto, so Chloe Thomas comes in with Dylan McKillen's nomination. This is lot number 51. This is Rodlaw Hugo by the Huntsman this time. So he's a quite easy-going gelding. And, you know, if he's come out of that stable, he's bred to perform. We've seen the McKinnon horses here year in, year out in both the sale ring and the camp draft arena. They perform beautifully. He's a big, strong, typey gelding, that fellow. He'd be ready to take home and break in and have a bit of fun with and come back and win a lot of money on him next year and for the next 3 or 4 in the Epic too. So lot number 52 also in the ring, another one of the Thomas girls. That's Holly this time that's leading Bulmer's Jimmy this time, account of the 3B stock horses from up there once again in Tenterfield. By Deflect this time and out of the good Tasselina mare and Ocean Julina. So Deflect, of course, you'll see there the winner of Australian Stock Horse National Shows and Camp Draft. And Julina herself was just a very, very quiet, calm mare. Says in your notes that this little fellow will suit either the Challenge or Camp Draft Arena in days forward. You'll find him up in in stable number 39. That was lot number 52. Righto, lot number 53 comes in account of the Drake family. This is Davidson Talipino by the good siren Bonnie B. Marnie, which is, of course, by Acres Destiny, and has bred some very, very good foals. And out of also the very good Heritage Stock Horse mare and Sweet Chili. So once again, Jack takes him around. He's just a nice, sensible, showy looking type, isn't he? Account of the Drake family, as I did say. He will be your last opportunity to buy a gelding, I would reckon, here in the 2024. No, his second last opportunity, third last opportunity. There's 2 to come. Go over the page. Concentrate, Bruce. Account of the Drake family. Lisa Drake, this is Davidson's Jalapeno. That's lot number 53. We'll get lot number 54, the Saltwater Grazing gelding to come in. Mitch Hoy at the lead this time. This fella's by Nashville Roy, L Destiny. Of course, Pete Comiskey's good stallion. The mare, I'm getting my notes hand delivered here. Righto, well that doesn't count for much. Righto, he did say that the mare's been the mare that this fella's out of has won 4 open drafts, including one that was judged by my colleague up here, Mr. Blake O'Reilly, and he awarded her a 92. And there were no mates rates, no. So by Roy, once again, as I did so, is the winner of multiple open camp drafts under the expert guidance of Pete Comiskey up there. And Roy himself has been ridden by all the family, including 7-year-old girls. So he's got that wonderful compliance built into him. Yeah, yep. So he's just got a few facial warts, that fellow. If you go up and have a look at him in stable number 22, as I said, he's absolutely bred in that purple. Bred in the purple, that fellow. He's out of the Samson bred mare, that really good open mare in Delilah. And by Roy, he's had a few facial warts. He has been treated by a vet, and they are clearing up. But you will notice that if you go and have a look at him, but they are going away. So that was lot number 54, lot number 55, account of the Duddy Performance horses. Of course, Robert and India up there at Pinkett and Glen Innes. This fellow by Metallic Badger, they call him John. And out of that very, very good Dox Bon Jovi mare in Delusion Creek Jovi, has always been very quiet to handle. In here today, it's a wonderful testament to the temperament of these horses, how they handle the being inside, the noise, me squawking away. As I did say, by Metallic Badger, this fella. So if you want to go on and go into the cutting field, the working cow horse field, the challenge field, or the camp draft arena, I'll tell you what, these Metallic Badgers are the way to go. Beautiful, calm fella, well put together, and out of a mare that's bred in the purple. Account of the Duddy Performance horses up there. A name synonymous with breeding good cutting horses and now good camp draft horses out of the good Pinkett country at Glen Innes. Righto, so in my catalogue, 56 and 57 are out. So if we've got number 58 there. Righto, so lot number 58, just putting a bit of pressure on you, Burnsy, just to make sure that you're paying attention. Lot number 58, account of Katrina McKnight. This is Glamour Cat. By, of course, that wonderful siren. This cat's destiny, who went back to WR. This cat's smart, who's bred a number of cutting horse champions over the years, and a lot of good stock horses, a lot of good camp horses too. And out of the Chisholm mare in Princess Chisholm. So she's benefited from a full cutting program. She's very athletic and cowy. She's got huge potential under the right hands, this mare. She's genuinely quiet, but if you look down that extended pedigree down through from a grand side down to a grand dam, there's just a heap of performance genetics in this package here. So we're watching lot number 58. Just while we're watching Burnsy work this very, very good mare, Glamour Cat, lot number 58. Just a reminder of that charity auction up there at the bar tonight. Hey, she flattens out and travels to a cattle pretty nicely, doesn't she, Glamour Cat? The charity auction, as I started to say, up there at the main bar tonight. We'll auction all that very, very good Tulla beef off to you. In suitable size packs, so get up there, bring your cash, buy some very, very good meat to take home with you. Also, we do have Blake O'Reilly, who's organised the live stream of the Sydney Royal Easter Show Camp Draft to be shown on the big screen, so you can watch that from the bar tomorrow night. First round's tomorrow night. There you go. So Blake's organised that, so we'll either get to watch the Camp Draft or the Wiggles live at Ballarat or something, I reckon. Sorry, Blake. Righto, thanks. That's time, Burnsy. That was your lot number 58 nomination. The Kia Katrina McKnight from down there at Bonneville. That was Glamour Cat. She's in stable number 3. If you want to go and have a yarn to Burnsy, he'll give you all the good oil, won't you? Righto, so lot number 59 will walk in this time. Guided into the arena by your open judge here over the course of the weekend, Mr. Rodney McKinnon. Comes out of the good country over there on the eastern side of Narrabri. This is by this fella is this mare. Sorry, is by Rodlaw, is called Rodlaw Cassette and goes back is by Rodlaw Content. How'd I go? Put my teeth back in. By Content and out of the good mare in Everrain. Sorry, in Irene. I need to put my glasses on. So a 5-year-old mare, ladies and gentlemen, that's bred along all those good heritage stock horse lines from start to finish in that catalogue, in that pedigree. She would have miles of mushing. She'd know a wet saddle pad, this mare, out of the McKinnon stable. They breed them good and they breed them tough up there in the hills, in the top end of the Horton Valley. So a mare that's got a strong future in front of her and be a great prospect for that Infinity Draft, which she can compete in from this point forward, having gone through the sale. So watching lot number 59, Rodlaw Cassette. She's 14-3, a good 5-year-old mare by Content. And out of the good mare in Baymack Irene. Thanks, Rodney. That is time. She'll be up in stable 44, and I'm sure Rodney will be about to have a talk to you if you wanted to talk to him about her. Your lot number 59 nomination, Rodlaw Cassette. Righto, so Encounter Peter and Karen Reid from down there in Yarrawitch. Hey, this is Pippa this time by One Serene Boy, who of course is a half-brother to One Night Stand. Goes back to One More Playboy, and out of the good, very good mare, good breeding mare in Layla, who herself was an A-grade polo cross mare and a good camp mare too. Jack O'Noon takes the ride, and I believe was the winner of the first round of the Epic with an 89. Good grey mare, she's 15 hands. She ran equal third, fourth and fifth out at Combine with an 89 back in January. She was competed on at Walken not too many weeks ago too and was a 63 outside there. She's extremely quick-footed and cowy, just a lovely mare. She's done plenty of miles mustering. We saw the handle that Jacko can put on a yearling, let alone a 5-year-old mare, but she's set up. You've watched her draft up there last night. She can get about rates of cattle beautifully outside, tracks a beast very, very willingly. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I bet you all the good judges who's got a few ticks in their catalogue next to her. Your lot number 60 nomination on account of Peter and Karen Reid from Yarrowitch. They've ridden one-handed on a loose rein and tracks that beast beautifully. Shuts down willingly. Can really work a cow, hey. I reckon if you want to go up and have a look at a good mare, walk up to stable number 33 when we're finished here and cast your eyes over her. Lovely, showy type. Jacko, that's time, mate. I know you're having a ton of fun out there. She's a beautiful mare to ride. Make a wonderful, wonderful broodmare too in the future when you finish having a very successful camp draft career on her. Lot number 60, Robel's Pipper. Jackson Noon on in the saddle. Good job, Jacko. Thank you very much. And thanks to the Reid family for sending in a very, very good mare to sell at the 2024 Epic, be offered here tomorrow afternoon. Righto, so we should be after lot number 61. Righto, so we've got a late start on lot number 61. I'll hand the microphone over to Liam to take you on from 62 forward.
Well, thank you, Bruce, and we move on to the 5-year-old geldings now, ladies and gentlemen, the first of which lot number 62 on account of Jade Fangmeyer. This is Jadkar Midnight Legacy. Of course, a wealth of genuine heritage stock horse bloodlines throughout the pedigree there, ladies and gentlemen, as you'll all appreciate on both the top and bottom side, out of the good dam in Lone Pine Rhythm. This young gelding Legacy has been exposed to a various range of local ag shows as well as stock horse shows and nationals. Has been competed in novice dressage as well. It's had the foundations with the rollbacks and flying changes all developed. It's been over small jumps and poles as well. Been exposed to cattle and the flag. Has spent a few months with professional trainer, porter, horsemanship as well. Good after a spell. Easy to handle and do anything with. Showing potential as a true all-rounder, as you'll all appreciate, ladies and gentlemen. An outstanding camp draft prospect here for the future. This is lot number 62, 5-year-old gelding, Midnight Legacy. On account of Jade Fangmeyer, you'll be able to find this fellow over in stable number 70 later on this afternoon. And thank you very much. That will be time. $63 not with us, ladies and gentlemen, so please rule a line in your catalogues. But 64 is, and we'll continue on with lot number 64 on account of Gary Brown here in the saddle this weekend. This is Rod Law Star Trek, of course, signed by Rod Law Retail. Go back through the pedigree there, ladies and gentlemen, a wealth of the heritage stock horse bloodlines. And, of course, as you'll all appreciate, a double cross of Romeo back in the pedigree there as well. Of course, Gary, a wonderful supporter of the Epic concept for many years. He bought this horse so that he could come back and compete He made the final at 3 years old and also ran 8th at 4 years old as well in the Epic, ladies and gentlemen. Has never ever been pressured. Has always been a cool and casual horse that would go on to suit any discipline that you may choose. The Rodlaw horses, of course, speak for themselves. An outstanding stable there, ladies and gentlemen, and come to you on account of a grand vendor here, a long-time Epic supporter in Mr. Gary Brown. A big gelding that travels well. He's a proven performer in the Camp Draft arena. Be able to find Star Trek over in stable number 60 for anyone wishing to have a further inspection later on this afternoon. And thank you very much, Gary. That'll be time.
You can do it, mate. You can do it. Righto, so we just go back in the catalogue, back to lot number 61, account of the McLennan Family Partnership from South Grafton. This is Aurora Park Talent by Moscato. It's probably one of the last direct spin effect sires left in the countryside. And we've no longer got him either. So spin effects in the second line of your pedigree. Hey, don't see that too often anymore. The striking black mare from proven Australian stock horse camp drafting bloodlines, as you'll note in your catalogue notes there. Out of the good mare and Angel. So Moscato himself is a very, very successful challenge horse and also a good camp draft horse. So Chrissy Williamson on the saddle says she would have had a lot of feedlock experience. Plenty of cattle work, a lot of mustering. So pedigree strong enough to carry her on to broodmare duties down the track. But you can have a lot of fun with her in the next 10 or 12 years, I'd say, just making her around to the odd draft. Good big strong mare. She's measured at 15.1. Those eye-catching looks. So we're watching in the arena lot number 61 under the guidance of Chris Williamson. Doing everything fairly willingly. Travels Ice looks a lovely mare to ride. So lot number 61 entrant will be stabled up there in stable number 46. If you want to go and have a look at her, stable number 46 is where you'll find her after the pre-works. Thanks, Chris. That is time, mate. Lot number 61, I'll hand you back over to Liam.
Thank you, Bruce. So back over the page now onto lot number 65, ladies and gentlemen. Back onto the 5-year-old geldings here. Of course, April Langridge in the saddle this weekend with the lot number 65. Comes in on account of herself and Bevan Wood, ladies and gentlemen. This is JTJ Kid Outlaw. Of course, sired by that good sire in Kidman. And out of the good Lindsay mare in Glenrock Mystic. As you'll appreciate, back through the pedigree, ladies and gentlemen, the double cross of Romeo. A quiet, genuine gelding who, of course, has been ridden by a lady and has been started in camp drafting as well. Has had about a half a dozen starts prior to this weekend and has scored and placed, ladies and gentlemen. Also ran an 85 in the first round of the Epic yesterday. Has only been broken in for 12 months, but going very, very kindly. And, of course, achieving great results in the camp draft arena. Has had a mile of mustering. Great to do anything with. Free going gelding that will suit camp drafting and challenges in the years to come, already being started, of course. It's had half a dozen starts and has been achieving good scores as well as a handful of placings. This is lot number 65, Kid Outlaw. Good competition prospect to be able to bring back for our Infinity incentive, ladies and gentlemen. Has only been broken in for 12 months of age, but of course running up to 85s in camp drafts as well, ladies and gentlemen. Only had a half a dozen competition starts, had all the right foundations on him. This is lot number 65, Kid Outlaw. You'll be able to view him over in stable number 7 for any further inspections. And that'll be time, thanks, April. Lot number 66 not with us, ladies and gentlemen, so please put a line through lot number 66. We'll move over the page. On to lot number 67 is... This is Aurora Park Star, of course, comes in on account of the McClellan family partnership with Kerrod Williamson in the saddle, who, of course, has this horse has been in his very capable hands for preparation prior to the sale. As you'll appreciate, Star is out of that good stallion there in Watcher's Star. The Lindsay sire, of course, ladies and gentlemen, out of that good dam in Aurora Park Diva, who, of course, is still competing in one of the best mares in their stable, sired by the now deceased sire in Aurora Park, Creek Moscato. An outstanding pedigree here, ladies and gentlemen, in this young gelding. Both the sire and the dam are multiple camp draft winners. Novice and open horses who have been successful in Ash challenges as well as a show ring. Star is a typey horse who, of course, has inherited the great conformation and looks from both parents. Spent plenty of time mustering and in the feedlot as well with Kerrod. A horse that should excel in any chosen discipline. A wealth of breeding here, ladies and gentlemen, out of a very, very well-performed sire, out of a very well-performed dam and by a very good sire there. This is lot number 67, Aurora Park Star. You'll be able to view him later on over in stable number 52. Thanks very much, Kerrod. That will be time. On to lot number 68 now, ladies and gentlemen, is JTJ Kid Bundy. Comes in on account of the Beaumont family there, of course. Bundy has competed at Dorigo Challenge and Camp Draft, ladies and gentlemen, and went very, very well for his first competition. Has had about 5 Camp Draft runs prior to the sale and tracks a cow very, very nicely. Will excel in any discipline he takes on. He takes any task with ease, takes it all in his stride. Very trainable mind. He's good after a long break. There's absolutely no dirt. Hasn't been pressured, only been taken very, very softly, ladies and gentlemen. Attended a handful of camp drafts and had about a half a dozen camp draft runs prior to the sale, but hasn't been pushed, ladies and gentlemen, only gone very, very kindly here. A big future ahead of him, ready to go on with. This is lot number 68, JTJ Kid Bundy. You'll be able to find him over in stable number 9 later this afternoon. And thank you, that'll be time. On to lot number 69 this time, ladies and gentlemen. In the very capable hands of Mr. Cody Law, this is Yarra Brownlock. Of course, signed by Watches Star. The Lindsay Stallion, ladies and gentlemen, out of that good Romeo mare in Rowena. A wealth of heritage stock horse bloodlines throughout the pedigree here, as you'll all appreciate. Out of the very, very successful mare in Rowena there, ladies and gentlemen. She won the Australian Stock Horse Society Maiden Series and winner of Open Camp Drafts as well. Brownlock is a half sister to their open mare in Escort, and Durkin's good mare in Call Girl as well. Has had the feedlot and sale yards work as well as a mustering, has been well started on the flag as well. Very nice moving natural horse, as you'll see, ladies and gentlemen. Got the big stride on him there. This is lot number 69, Brownlock. You'll be able to find him stabled over in stable number 74 later this afternoon. And that'll be time. Thank you, Cody. On to lot number 70 this time, ladies and gentlemen, comes to us on account of Mr. Chris Williamson. This is Rock Kryptonite, of course, out of the good sire there, the good Scrumlow Victory sire in Willis. Got a wealth of the heritage stock horse bloodlines there throughout the pedigree, ladies and gentlemen, with the Abbey, the Romeo, and of course the Darky bloodlines throughout the pedigree as well. A very, very good, well put together gelding here. He's a lovely horse to ride, with plenty of all-rounders throughout his pedigree, as we just pointed out there. Will suit many disciplines, any discipline of your choice. He's had the basic training as well as the feedlot work and mustering. He's ready to take on with the further education and will excel in the hands of an experienced rider. And that'll be time. Thank you, Chris. Moving on now to the 6-year-old mares, ladies and gentlemen. The first of which will be lot number 71, comes in account of the estate of Mr. Christopher Lyle. He was a great supporter of the Epic, the late Christopher Lyle, of course, as a previous sponsor. His estate this time offers Spin and Metal on account, of course, of the estate there, sired by Heavy Metal, who, of course, was a Metallic Cat sire himself. And out of the good Doc Spin Effects mare in Doc Spin Some More. Spin and Metal, as you'll all appreciate, is a very attractive, athletic and cowy young mare. She has been lightly drafted prior to the sale. Is ready, scoring up to 87s. She's ready to put on the truck and take away and compete next weekend. She's bred to perform and also backing it up in the Camp Draft Arena as well with scores of up to 87. This is lot number 71, Spin and Metal. Very capable young mare here, ladies and gentlemen, with a huge pedigree here. And thank you very much. That will be time. You'll be able to view that mare later on over in stable number 34. One I'm sure plenty will have a number of ticks alongside in their catalogue. On to lot number 72 this time, ladies and gentlemen, is Argyle One Time. Comes in on account of Mr. Michael Chick. Of course, the good young mare side by Time's Up and out of the good Hard Hat Henry mare in Argyle Jewel Cat. This mare has had the cutting training. Michael would suggest it could be suitable for a youth rider as well. As you can see how she gets around there nicely on a loose rein, ladies and gentlemen. This is lot number 72, ladies and gentlemen, Argyle One Time, and you'll be able to view her over in stable number 30 later this afternoon. And thank you, that'll be time. Okay, over the page now, ladies and gentlemen, on to the second last of my offering here for you this weekend. Comes in on account of John Hardy. This is Hardy's Raisin Romance. Of course, out of the good sire there in Ray Yagata. And out of the good Lethal Lena mare in Little Lethal Flirt. Romy, as this young mare is known as a very sweet-natured, quiet mare who's ready to go on with. Of course, you can be guaranteed that she's been started on cattle. She's had the mechanical cow and showing plenty of potential. Her dam is a multiple open camp draft winner here, ladies and gentlemen. Proven performance bloodlines here, and you can guarantee that she's had all the right foundations put on her at home as well. Ready to throw on the truck and take away and compete. Very kind, easy-going mare here. This is lot number 73, Hardy's Raisin Romance, otherwise known as Romy. You'll be able to view her over in stable 26 later on this evening. And thank you very much, John. That'll be time. Okay, on to lot number 74 this time, ladies and gentlemen. Comes in on account of the Berkeley family with Mr. Mitchell Hoy in the saddle. Of course, has been in the capable hands of Mitchell prior to the sale. This is Deacon's Bacardi. Of course, side by Erin Raise the Bar, who needs no introduction, ladies and gentlemen. And out of the good dam in Moorvale Surprise. A solid mare that has had the groundwork with Mitchell Hoy. A great prospect for future incentives. The sire, of course, has won 3 ABCRA horse titles. And the dam has won numerous camp drafts and also an ABCRA junior rider title as well. Wealth of breeding throughout the pedigree here, ladies and gentlemen, with performance bloodlines and the ability to back them up. Been in the capable hands of Mitchell Hoy. As you can appreciate, should have all the right foundations put on it by Mitch. And thank you very much, Mitch. That'll be time. That was lot number 74, Deacon's Bacardi. And you'll be able to view her over in stable number 23 later this afternoon. Who's up next? And of course, over to the main man this weekend, Mr. Blake O'Reilly, to continue on.
Thank you very much, Liam. It's on the home straight now, ladies and gentlemen, for our pre-works here this afternoon for 2024. Of course, that auction will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Continuing on in the catalogue, lot 75 on account of A and B Wilson this time from Gengat here in New South Wales. This is Willstock Billy Bob. Of course, the sire in Coinda Bobby Acres goes back to that great sire of Richard Bulls in Acres Destiny. On the DM side too, Beldiva Jody. Old Billy Bob, he's typey, athletic. He's bred to excel, this particular fellow, in the camp drafting, and of course very competitive in any equine sport you put in front of this particular fellow. Certainly suitable for our Infinity Incentive Camp Draft. There was only 60 competitors in that First round we saw earlier today, and no doubt that final will be tomorrow after this horse sale. Just the time and effort goes into preparing these sale horses. $75. A wonderful afternoon, of course, of being here in the Armidale Exhibition Centre. If you're watching online, no doubt you're on the liquid refreshments. Jono's Bar is obviously live and in open for your business here at the Exhibition Centre. Be sure to go over and get yourself a liquid refreshment. If not something to eat, of course, Kerry Miller, KLMT Catering. That will be time. Thank you. Time for Willstock Billy Bob. Also great to have our next girls here, the New England Girls School, of course. They do a wonderful job each and every year for us and headed up by Jordan Snape this year. Big thank you to those 4 young ladies that have been cleaning the pre-works, and we'll be back, of course, no doubt, for the auction tomorrow. Number 76 on account of Duddy Performance Horses. On account of Robert and India Duddy, of course, from up there at Pinkett, just out of Glen Innes. Side by Smart Spin and Acres, and goes back to the Seligman Spin sire. On the damn side too, Yugi Bar, Can You Play? You've got Playboy Roy down below and Seligman Spin up top. He's capable of this gelding, and possibly one of the geldings that have had more social media attention than a lot of others through the sale, as you can see. Professionally well trained, ridden by the family, of course. India Duddy. This is lot 76. It's like the Hamish in here. You've got pedigree in the gelding for you. Athletic, he's Cowie, one for the family, one for the lady. A competition horse here. If you're looking to be in the winner's circle, receive a place in finals. And that'll be time, thanks, India. That will be time. Lot number 76, I believe he deserves a tick in your catalogue. Suitable for any equine sport you're looking to purchase here tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, we are operating under the bidder registration system, so if you do encourage to operate in this auction tomorrow, you will need a bid card. No doubt Georgie Somerville will be happy to dial you up a bid card. 77, one of our very, very capable judges of our epic camp draft this year. And a big thank you, of course, on behalf of our epic team to you, Curtis, for your judging duty this year. You now get to put a horse through, of course, lot number 77. This is Bulmer's Prince. By that great sire, of course, Malangany Samson, Lloyd and Mary Brown down there at Malangany in the Northern Rivers of New South Wales. And, of course, out of Dan Bulmer's Poppy. You've got Pop Gun on the bottom side. Of course, Samson up above. A very capable 2017 drop gelding, this particular fellow. Known as Prince, of course. He's got manners. He's easygoing. He's had plenty of mastering. He's about to present himself on this wonderful saltwater grazing heifer. Of course, these particular sales don't operate without our wonderful cattle donors. We've been letting you know about them for over our 3 days here at the Epic. And, of course, the highlight of this is those guys. Lot 77 we're offering you in the pre-works. Only started camp drafting in 2023. Been campaigning up until the sale here tomorrow. Yeah, lot 77. Showing no worries at all. No heat, no problem. Plenty of cow. Length of rein. Gets to his cow. And that'll be time. Thank you, Curtis. That will be time. Lot 77 for your catalogue on account of Curtis Cherry. The start of our mares, we're going to offer you the 2016 drop mares, 7-year-old mares this time, and the first of that at lot 78. Lot 78. Any time when you're ready, sir. Lot 78, we welcome this particular vendor on in, of course. Well, not the vendor, I should say. The person riding on behalf of the estate, Mr. Chris Lyle Jackson, noon aboard, of course, here in the pre-works. This is Balar Sonora. Of course, sire was Sheedy Dusty Acres and purchased out of the Australian Stock Horse Sale up there in Dolby. On the dam side too, out of memory. Balar Sonora, she's stylish, she's attractive, a wonderful broodmare, if not to be a competition horse there for you. This particular mare's done miles of stock work, of course, since being purchased out of that Dolby Stock Horse Sale by Chris. Yeah, the first of our mares, the 2016 drop there for you by Sheedy Dusty Acres. Out of memory, Balar memory on the bottom side. That will be time. Thanks, Jacko. To finish off on a flying change in the pre-works. No doubt we'll see that mare come through the sale tomorrow. Lot number 79 will be our next lot. Don't forget our charity auction tonight. We welcome you to the Camp Draft Bar in the showground. The charity auction, of course, will be to the Westpac Lifesaver helicopter, and that wonderful 200-day grain-fed heifer will be up for auction. Obviously broken down, we'll be offering you the primal cuts and some of the best sausages you've ever tasted. A big thank you to Tulla Beef out at North Star. Lot 79. On account of Ben Maidham himself this time. Lot 79. This is Maidham's Bubble. Side by Millbrook Reaction. On the dam side, of course, Maidham's Rios Sue. Of course, the half-sister to Gem that's been campaigned by Ben himself from camp drafting from weekend after weekend. This is Bubbles. Catching up with Ben there earlier today, he said it's a pretty regretful sale on this particular mare. He'd like to see Andy's Arena at home, and he said this is where the funds will go. I think he's looking for about a 200 by 200, so that's the result we need tomorrow. Been lightly camp drafted and achieved 88 points, of course, in her early camp drafting career. Multiple open camp draft in that homebred mare and Maidham's Rio Sue. Of course, reaction in an open camp draft himself. Even to put back as a broodmare, competition horse, broodmare, have a lot of fun. And that'll be time. Thanks, Ben. That will be time. Dallas Kirkman will be the next vendor we offer you in the pre-works at lot number 80 in your catalogue. Dallas Kirkman, we welcome into the pre-works. Also been having a wonderful camp drafting last couple of days, putting them around out over there in the camp draft side. Lot number 80, this is Windsong Melody. By Renola Peptos Ray, goes back to Jewel Ray and out of a Windsong bracelet. Very soft and easy to have around this mare. Also ridden by a lady, a competitive juvenile. Obviously, a lot of people have been restricted to COVID, but in your catalogue there, that has been a main reason this particular mare hasn't had a lot in the camp drafting side as yet. Lot number 80. This is Windsong Melody, very cowy. That'll be time. Thanks, Dallas. That was a Windsong Melody. Lot number 81, all eyes into the pre-works. On account of a clay equine, Andrew and Carolyn Burns. With their entry, Sharon, she's a fancy cat. Signed by Tap Dancing Cat, and on the damn side, Sharon, she's a little fancy. Anyone that follows that camp drafting circuit and see the Burns family camp draft from weekend to weekend, this is a particular mare they have on their truck as well. A wonderful opportunity. She's well bred. She's all a life ahead of her. A consistent novice camp drafting mare. If you're looking to go to the Warwick Gold Cup, put that trophy in your cabinet at home. A very, very capable prospect in lot number 81. A lot of young horses, as you can see, with their homebred sire and EV Cost. They're breeding a lot of horses down there in their home country at Dorrigo, making room and obviously breaking and training their own horses. This particular mare comes available for sale. A very rare opportunity. The Burns family let a horse of this calibre go, especially in the mare, lot number 81. Lot number 81. You saw a cut a cow up there with Libby Tyrrell behind the camera. Watch for everyone to see on Stock Live. It's said a beauty. Off repeat. That was time. Thank you very much, Burnsy, at lot number 81. On account of a clay equine, a wonderful mare we will offer you tomorrow. It will be Salo at 11 a.m. tomorrow, so get your bid cards ready. If you're at home, be sure to be on Stock Live. That is a wonderful mare that we will offer you, and someone is going to receive themselves a camp drafting mare straight to the pay window. Lot number 82 this time. On account of A and B Wilson. Sired by proud little Pepto himself. And out of Missy on the damn side, a Warren by Romeo Mare. This is Willstock, you little pearler. You're just about to see this particular mare, the proud little Pepto mare, you little pearler. I'd say someone's just about to break into their newest Ram to pay for this horse tomorrow. Lot number 82. Thanks, VH. Lot number 62. And that'll be time, thank you. That will be time. Back onto the geldings now. We've pre-worked the mares, but holy smokes, we've got some geldings to finish on here. On account of Jackson, Noon and Michaela Daniel from down there at Yarwich. This is lot number 83. By that great sire, of course, in Mark and Gail Shan's resident sire, One More Daddy. On the damn side, Soda Alley. You've got Amiga on the bottom side. And, of course, One More Daddy sired himself. This is Samal Freddy. Very consistent and solid gelding. You'll see him pre-work here directly. Flying changes. Moves right up to the shoulder on his cattle. Comes back as well for those just starting out in the equine world. He placed in the 2022 Nutrien Classic final. He won the second round with a 90 points. An opportunity to purchase a gelding ready to put on the truck. Straight up to Burbank stock horses, I reckon. Suit anyone at all that's looking for a gelding that's got a wonderful stop, a pedigree, a proven horse, scores up to 90, and a great type to go with it. This is lot number 83. That'll be time. Thanks, Jacko. That will be time. That was lot number 83, Samal Freddy. He's got a lifetime to come back and compete in that incentive camp draft horses 6 years and over. Lot number 84 this time. On account of Mindu Partnership from up there at Sandy Hill, just outside of Tenterfield. Sire's Katna had a course on the damn side, Doc's Composition. Very well-bred little mare, a massive heart. Finaled in a couple of camp drafts leading up to the Epic this year. Ridden through by Chloe Thomas in the pre-works and no doubt through the sale. Ridden by the family, of course, in that juvenile division, 14-year-old girl. This is lot number 84, Spinner Cat. Also, this particular young mare being Spinner Cat, finalled in the maiden camp draft up at Stanthorpe. Would not have had 5 starts on the palm of your hand. Maximum of 3. Lot number 84, real nice type. Even to put back in the broodmare paddock, as you can see, doing nothing wrong at all. Lot number 84. One for the older age division 2. If you're looking for something not far from the ground, this particular lot, Spin a Cat. Lot number 84. That'll be time. Thanks, Chloe. That will be time. Lot number 85. Don't forget all the action. There'll be live entertainment up at the bar tonight. We'll have a charity auction. It's going to be a wonderful night up at the Camp Draft Bar. Lot number 85. That's tomorrow. Lot number 85. On account of Sharon and Michael Maidham from just down there at Tamworth. Back onto the mares this time. 2015 drop mare by Millbrook Reaction. Course out of Maidham's Missy. An ABCRA all-round open horse on the dam side. Speaking with Ben earlier this morning, he said this is his mum's horse, Sharon, but he said she has retired. This particular gelding, or mare I should say, 8 years of age, Maidham's Crystal. Plenty of miles of mustering it leading up to the epic sale here tomorrow. Certainly a broodmare down the track if you're looking for performance from a dam side there, being that ABCRA open all-round horse. This is lot number 85. On account of the Maidham family and Ben taking the ride here in the pre-works. Of course, ridden by the older ladies there as well, and gentlemen. Loose rein, doing nothing wrong, 8 years of age. And that'll be time, thanks Ben, that will be time. On account of his mum, of course, Sharon, and no doubt dad, Michael Maidham. Lot number 86 is down. Withdrawn, we won't see it in the pre-works nor the sale, but we will offer you a lot number 87. All right, well, we welcome in a lot number 88 and hand over to Andy Somerville. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you very much, Blake. Move along to the 8-year-old geldings with lot 88 comes in account Casey Petty and shown here today by Bridie McCabe. Lot 88's been ridden by a young teenage girl, as you can see there, up until the sale. He's an 8-year-old gelding. They're only selling this gelding as he is a gelding to make room for some mares. He's had plenty of feedlot work and general mustering, and he is a horse that can work all day. He's competed in cutout competitions, and he has had a start at some shows as well. You're watching lot number 88. Lindra Eric goes back to Hazelwood Conman on the top side there, boys, and Warren by Romeo on the bottom. Good, easy going gelding. The young lady's doing a very good job with him. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's lot 88, Lindra Eric. You can find him in stable 75 if you want to have a further look. A very good 8-year-old gelding, and that's time. Thanks, Bridie. Very good job. Move along now to lot 89. One that I'd say has got a fair few ticks in your catalogue, had a fair bit of attention on social media there. Lot 89, Bald Knob Joe. Comes in account Duddy Performance Horses. Robert and India Duddy there. Another beautiful 8-year-old gelding, and Roy at the reins. He's one that'll suit the whole family. He's used to machinery and helicopters. Take him wherever you need to go. He's made numerous finals, this particular horse, and it's probably only bad luck that he hasn't won a draft yet, but he's, as you can see, he's A grade. Beautiful big black gelding there, 8-year-old. He's certainly one not to be missed. Beautiful stop on that big gelding. He goes, he's Acres Destiny on the top side and down to Abbey on the bottom. As you would have seen in the social media, he's quite suitable for the whole family. A horse that can step up when he needs to and step down when he needs to. So that's a very regretful sale. That's lot 89, Bald Knob Joe. You can find him in stable 66, and that's time. Thanks, Roy. Very well presented. Righto, move right along there. Lot number 90 comes in account A and B Wilson. Willstock, you little ripper. This particular gelding has had plenty of miles mustering. He's 15 hands high. He's had limited starts with some success, and he has been campaigned by a lady rider. Side by a proud little Pepto on the top side there, and Lindsay and Romeo on the bottom. Very easy-going gelding. Very good selection of these 8-year-old geldings that can come back to the Infinity Draft. You're currently watching lot number 90. Willstock, you little ripper. Ladies and gentlemen, that is lot number 90. You can find him in stable 57 if you want to have a further look, and that is time. Thanks very much. Righto, move right along there. Lot number 91 comes in account the McDonald family there. Hey, we start on the 9-year-old mares there, boys. You can see this mare's side by that great siren, Kiwong Combat. Goes back to Dogwood Comet and Elliott Creek Cadet, and got Romeo in there as well. She's a lovely low fuss mare that has would suit the whole family. She's had very limited starts in the Camp Draft Arena with runs up to 89, and she's also placed second in a maiden. It's a good big strong mare, standing at 15 hands. As you can see, she covers the country very well. Hey, have a look at that mare work that cow. Can see a fair few people ticking their catalogues now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's lot number 91. You can find her in stable 50, the Combat side mare. Righto, moving right along. Lot number 92 comes in account of Lillian Stanton there, boys. Present, Acres and More. She's a 9-year-old mare again there, boys. Side by Acres Destiny himself. Beautiful type of a mare there as she gets around the ring there too now. She's got a wealth of breeding in this mare, and of course, as I said, side by Acres Destiny himself. She's out of an open mare in Ferndale Silk, who was successful in the cutting pen also. As you can see, there's a great selection in these 9-year-old mares. Another very good quality mare in the ring here. Ladies and gentlemen, that's lot 92, Present, Acres and More. Side by Acres Destiny. You can find her in stable 85 if you want to have a look after this. That will be time. Thanks very much. Done a good job there, Tom. Thank you. Can already hear Blake O'Reilly saying this is a good one. Lot 93 comes in the ring. Account the McDonald family. Gee, I'm sophisticated. Side by Sophisticated Cat. Goes back to Highbrow Cat and now to the highly performed mare in G.I. Jane. Lot number 93. She's one for the whole family. She's won a maiden, a novice, and multiple junior drafts. Another very good type of a 9-year-old mare that we'll offer you here tomorrow, starting at 11 a.m. We'll just show this mare a cow. Just have a look at that mare work this cow. That's a mare you can put straight on the truck and be competitive. Already won a few drafts there. She's got it all going on. Well, that's a mare that I think deserves a fair few ticks in your catalogue there, boys. Very well presented mare. She's won a maiden and a novice and multiple junior drafts. One for the whole family. That's lot number 93. Gee, I'm sophisticated. You can find her in stable 51. And that'll be time. Thank you very much. Just put a line through lot number 94, please, and we'll move along to lot number 95, the 10-year-old mares. Hey, lot number 95 comes in. Count the McGinnery family there at Lilydale, down there near Grafton. Smart Looking Destiny, lot number 95, presented here today by Andrew Burns. This particular mare has already won a maiden draft. Paul said she's a really good, consistent mare. She's regularly making finals and cut-out runoffs. She's a lovely, quiet mare. She's good after a spell. She ran a 90 there at the Big River Camp Draft last year. Another mare that you can put straight on the truck and go. Only reason Paul's got her for sale, he's got a couple of other mares that he's got coming online, so he's got to make a bit of room to fit them on the truck. That's a top shelf mare there, boys. Lot number 95, Smart Looking Destiny. Well, that's another beautiful mare there. That's lot number 95, Smart Looking Destiny. You can find her at Stable 5 if you want a further inspection. Or, presented there by Andrew Burns if you want to have a yarn to him as well. She's been trained in snaffle bit cutting also, that young mare. That's lot number 95. Thanks, Andrew. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll hand you over to Blake O'Reilly to continue on.
Thanks, Andy. 96 in the pre-works. Account Worrell Park Performance Horses is out. Off to a racing start. Lot 97 on account of Miles and Ashley Waghorn. Of course, from down in the Clarence country, this is a remix question. Signed by Brown Victory on the dam side too. Remix Sunshine. This particular gelding has got a slight blue eye, has been checked by the vet with full vision. Comes with a vet certificate, so if you do intend to operate on this gelding, please be sure to check that eye out. It is fully guaranteed and vision is there. Also placed second in the Infinity Incentive Camp Draft in 2022. Purchased previously out of this epic horse sale. This is a remix question. Had plenty of miles mustering, of course, catching up with Miles and Hassey there previously this morning. Competitive horse. Very athletic horse. We're offering you in the epic. This is lot number 97. If you're watching here this afternoon or you're on Stock Live, this is a remix question. That'll be time, thank you. That will be time. Thank you, Miles. We'll see you in the auction here tomorrow. Lot 98. Williamson stock horse this time from out there at Inverell. This is Williamson's Top Knot. Presented here this afternoon by Brad Williamson himself. On the damn side, out of a multiple open camp drafting mare, Ben Williamson's Little Pigeon. This particular gelding, of course, the 2014 drop fellow. He's consistent, scores of up to 86 and horsework of 64. Also done time on the road in a droving plant. Looking for a horse to add to a camp drafting team. If not, go to a camp draft and bang one around with massive horsework. Up to 64 horsework points, this particular horse. This is Top Knot.
Kel just rang and said, make sure when we disembark the trailer that we all let you get off first, because if we get off and you're down there, then it's going to flip over.
Lot number 98. That'll be time. Thank you, Brad. That will be time. Done nothing wrong at all, that particular fellow. There's one for a tick, one for everyone to have a lot of fun with. Thank you, Brad. That was Williamson's Top Knot. Also, as we flip over our catalogue, a big thank you to Northern Tablelands Earth Moving. Oliver Jeffrey and his team of very capable team of men that have helped out from the Epic each and every year. Whatever is required, the team from Northern Tablelands Earth Moving. A big thank you from us here at the Epic and also to Gainey Saddle Co. They've got their trade side up there in the camp drafting side. Lot number 99 this time on account of Andrew and Georgie Somerville from down in the Northern Rivers country, Barramore Park Station. This is Stenham Black Widow. Yeah, big thank you to the Negs girls. They've been here all afternoon. Very young team of ladies and done a wonderful job cleaning that arena in the pre-works. We'll have those girls back here tomorrow. Back on with the pre-works, so not many to go now, ladies and gentlemen. Lot number 99, all eyes in the pre-works. This is Stenham Black Widow. Side by Uwara Spotlight, which goes back to reality way back in the pedigree, and Stenham Lorena. Of course, Lindsay on the damn side there, put through by Aaron Holden on behalf of the Somerville Syndicate. A lot of general stock work down in that tick country. A wonderful saying in Ride Now and Breed Later. No vices with this mare. She's good to catch, clip, shoe, float. One for the family. As you can see, Aaron presenting her in the pre-work. This is lot number 99. Just see that nice soft rein. Anything Aaron's asked this particular mare to do, she's done it with ease. No restriction, no fault. A real competition horse here. That'll be time. Thanks, Aaron. That was lot number 99. Lot number 100. In the pre-works on account of Dean Wood. Presented here this afternoon by his son Bevan. This is Fig Tree Bailey Marley. Bailey Marley, we offer you the 2012 drop mare this time. Of course, don't forget to go and witness all these horses in your own eye in the stable complex. And this particular mare is in stable number 8. Signed by Valentina Stud, Golden Luke. On the dam side too, being Fig Tree Valley China. Very traditionally bred, this particular mare. She's been lightly camp drafted, leading up to the sub. Plenty of scores and making finals. Plenty of miles as well out there in the Ebor country. Easy doing it with a really honest mare here. Enjoys tracking her cattle. Of course, if you're looking back through social media there tonight, she's got a great video chasing cows. Also a proven breed of this mare. She's sired a filly by Rod Law Retail, that resident sire of the McKinnon family out there at Bingra. This is lot number 100 on account of the Wood family. That'll be time. Thank you, Bevan. That will be time. She's produced a wonderful filly, of course, sired by Retail. Thank you, Bevan. On account of Dean Wood, his father, that particular mare can be seen over in stable number 8. Lot number 101, we commence on the open age geldings. On account of Paul McInerney, this time from Lilydale. Sired by One More Playboy. We all know that particular sire. And of course, out of Lethal Dance. It goes back to Lethal Lena. Playboy Roy up on top. He's a maiden gelding, but don't take that away from him. He's so close to breaking his status. Several places. He's presented here today by none other than Mr. Andrew Burns. This is lot number 101, One More Tango. He's athletic, he's cowy, he's a great type. The horse that is lot 101. On account of Mr. Paul McInerney. We've saved some wonderful horses to finish our sale here tomorrow afternoon. And this particular fellow being Keel's One More Tango. The 2012 drop gelding. He is definitely an infinity prospect. And that'll be time. Thanks, Andrew. That will be time. A wonderful One More Playboy gelding on account of Mr. Paul McInerney. Lot number 102. And yes, we are still selling a gelding for you. On account of Jack Ferguson from here in Armidale, this is Eagle Witness. The sire being Who's Top Cat and out of Merlene on the dam side. Highbrow Victory on the sire side. Doc's Freckle Oak Down below, this is Sylvester. On the market, this fellow, a lot of young horses coming through Jack's string of ponies. Certainly suited to the experienced rider as he brought to our attention. But all the hard work's done with this particular fellow. Big, strong, athletic gelding. By who's top cat, of course. And geez, he really can cut that cow, and you can see likes chasing him as well, doing nothing absolutely wrong at all. There's a great gelding in the back end of our catalogue here tomorrow afternoon. The Who's Top Cat gelding at lot number 102. And that'll be time. Thank you, Jack. That will be time. And our last lot of the pre-works here this evening before we all go and get a beanie and an extra jumper. The sun is going down in a hurry. This is lot number 103 on account of Roger and Megan Moore. This is Nandy Chalice. Of course, the Siren Ocean River Oak, which goes back to Doc's Freckle Oak himself. And out of Penta Cameo. This is Chalice. A 2008 drop mare we offer. She's been in the broodmare paddock, of course. She's had 2 foals. Chalice is a very competitive mare. Rates her cattle well. Doesn't need riding every particular day. Pick her up on a Friday morning, head to a camp draft and arrive home and go back again the next Friday. Double cross of Elliott's Creek Cadet on both sides. This is number 103, our final horse we offer in the pre-works. I tell you what, that horse come out of a turn very well. That'll be time. Thank you, Roger, at lot 103. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for coming and watching our pre-works here this evening. Thank you each and every one that's watched it on Stock Live tonight. If you would like to re-watch the pre-works, be sure to go onto Stock Live. Libby Tyrrell and her team. If you do need to register and unsure how to, be sure to dial up their telephone, and I'm sure they'll be happy to get you registered for tomorrow. We will also like to welcome you all over to the Camp Drafters Bar, as we do have a charity auction there later tonight. Big thank you to Tulla Beef. They have supplied that beast. We will be auctioneering at the bar. See you all tomorrow at 11 a.m. for our auction. The Camp Draft second round of that open does start at 7 a.m. So all competitors, the 7 a.m. start on that second round of our open Camp Draft. Thank you.